y'all, so I know I've been gone for a while and I've been trying to make this video for a long time now, but you know, I'm not one to put my drama out on social media, and so I've been putting this video off, and I didn't want to, you know, just come back after like a year gone and then not explain what's been happening and why I haven't been filming and stuff like that. But a lot has been going on in the last year, and some of it was like directly related to my college, and then some of it was the people that attend my college and like my friends and stuff like that. But today I'm only going to be talking about the problems I see within my college, and three things. So the first thing is I'm not going to say the name of my college, probably for legal reasons. I don't know. I just feel like when I make a video like this, I shouldn't say the college that I go to. And the second thing is the reason I'm filming this finally is for an assignment, actually. And it's called Writing for Change, and what we basically do is we pick a topic that we think needs to change, and we put it out there, whether it be a letter or a video like I'm doing. So occasionally you'll see me glancing down. I'm looking at this book right here. There's just some points that I need to hit for class, and so I have my book in front of me so I can make sure that I hit it and stuff like that. And then lastly, I just want to reiterate, everything I'm saying is my own personal experiences and my interpretations of the situations I've been in, and of the data I've collected and stuff. So without further ado, here are my experiences in college as a black woman. Sorry, I needed some better lighting. Like, I did my makeup just for this video, and so I feel like y'all should, you know, be able to see my makeup and all the glitter that I accidentally got in my hair and all over me, so I added some light. But anyways, going back to freshman orientation, my college was presented to me as a super diverse and liberal place with forward, innovative people that not only welcome diversity, but embrace it. So my college was advertised as the place to be. Like this, when I went to orientation, they were like, no, no, no. You chose the right college. This is where you want to be. This is where you can become the better you. And, you know, there's all this support and stuff around you. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Okay? On the college's homepage, they have, under their, like, about the university thing, they have a whole tab dedicated to diversity. So, it basically says that here at insert college, we embrace and encourage diversity in many forms, striving to create an inclusive community that fosters an open and supportive learning, teaching, and working environment. Our strength as a university draws from our wide range of perspectives and experiences, and we support a free exchange of ideas alongside thoughtful consideration of our differences. Okay? And so then it goes on just to show the different, like, diverse centers they have around campus. But anyways, so, yes, going back to how my university advertised itself, there's a key example. But unfortunately, that's not how I personally experienced these last 3 years. If you don't know, I am 2 weeks away from being a senior. I'm so excited. I'm a junior right now. I'm student teaching, and it's great. Student teaching is great. Teaching is what I want to do, but that's a whole different story. We don't have time for that. Okay. Well, I just want to reiterate that in this video, because of time, I'm only going to talk about the systematic issues that I faced, the things that have to do with, like, the rules, what are they called? The rules, the laws, I don't know, the laws of the university, rather than like the personal experiences that I've had, because I have so many of those, and it could just go on and on and on. Yeah, and we don't have time for that. So, so let's start with the facts. College can only be open to diversity because the demographics for where I go is 43% white, 20% Hispanic, 17% Asian, 10% foreign, and 3.9% black. And since I'm talking about my experiences here as a black woman, I want y'all to like hold that 3.9. Just hold it. Like hold on to that number because it is so important later. So, more facts. Even though, you know, we're only 4% of the student population, we account for 80% of the men's basketball team. Okay, 80% of them are black. 85% of the women's basketball team is black, and 61% of the football team is black. And all the other sports are predominantly white. Okay? Now, why am I bringing this up? What does that have to do with anything? Well, let me repeat the sports. We got basketball and football. That's it. Notice anything? Well, to me, those are the black sports. When black athletes say, you know, they're an athlete or they're doing something, you think basketball, football, track. That's what you think. And luckily, track isn't, you know, separated by race like that, but basketball and football definitely is. So another racial divide that I see is in Greek life. Now, this is just a disclaimer. I am not in Greek life. I've never been a part of any sorority or anything like that. And so I can only say what I notice as an outsider looking in. So if y'all can shed some light in the comments as to why Greek life is split up by race, please let me know. Like, honestly, please let me know in the comments, because I'm confused on why that is. But what I see is, like, over here is black. So what I see is that over here is black Greek life, and then over here is white Greek life. Like, they're completely different. And the differences don't just stop by, like, black frat, white frat. Let me just give you some more examples. So, in a white frat, trying to join the fraternity is called rushing, while in a black frat, it's called pledging, okay? So, first of all, there's those two different things. I'm sure there's differences about, like, what goes on pledging versus rushing, but we don't have time to get into that. Once again, if anything in this video you have some information on, please let me know down in the comments, because I really want to know why things are like this. But anyways, and then something else that I noticed is the parties, okay? So, like, I've noticed that the black frats, when they throw parties, it's more about dancing, and they have their members strolling and stuff like that, where at a white frat, it's more like a get-together where people are standing around talking and, you know, no one's really dancing. It's more about the socializing aspect of it. And I feel like it's kind of crazy that I can say, you know, black frats do this, white frats do that. Black frats do this, white frats do that. I feel like that shouldn't be. And then on sort of the same note, more racial divides I see within the university are with their classes. So my first semester of college, I took a... Excuse me, light. Oh my god. So my first semester of college, I took a class about social movements in the United States. And then looking back, the only reason that that class had people of different diversities in it is because it was one of those basic requirements, like for your major prereqs. So it was one of your prereqs. Like, everyone had to take this class. This was just a basic class that everyone, no matter what their major was, had to take, right? But I also, that same semester, freshman year, first semester, I took an Intro to African American History class. Side note, best class I've ever taken. I think that's really what woke me up and made me realize, you know, what's been going on. Once again, another video. But I think because I took both of those classes at the same time, one being required and one being optional, that's why I noticed the divide so much. So in the class that was required, like I said, there was a lot of people of different ethnicities and races and stuff like that. Yeah. But in the one that I chose to take, that the class was literally 95% black, and then there was like 5% non-black students. And my question to this is, so university, how can you be, well, university and students, how can you be open and welcome to diversity, but avoid classes that teach diverse things? Like, just because it's a Black history class doesn't mean that it's only for the black students. The reason it's a Black history class is because in that class we're learning things that we weren't told about or taught about in K through 12. So the last thing I wanted to say about my college before I go into some personal experiences is the economic divide that I see. So here at my college, if your parents can't afford to fund your everything, like, you're screwed. Like, there's nothing you can do. Everything here costs money. Everything. Like, parking costs money, housing, food, like, everything costs money. There's nothing really free here to do. And not only does everything cost money, but it's overpriced. And I'm guessing that's because we're in a city. So, yeah, but everything is overpriced. And the prime example that I pulled for y'all today, for you, you right there, what I pulled for you today is housing. So, to live walking distance to campus, you have to be willing to put about $900 a month towards rent. And that's on the cheap end. That's like the cheapest you can go. $900 a month towards rent. And that's not like $900 and you get your own 1-by-1 apartment, 1 room, 1 bathroom. No. When you pay $900, you're paying for your room, okay? And maybe you get a bathroom, but that could be shared. So you're paying, so let's say in a 2-by-2, so let's say there's 2 rooms, okay? Each person, 2 rooms in 1 apartment, each person is paying $900, okay? So the rent for 2 rooms, 1 bathroom, sometimes there's 2 bathrooms, but basically the rent for 2 rooms is $1,800 a month, which is insane. My mom always told me, she's like, you pay more in rent there than I do here, when she used to live in Florida and rent. But you would think that like with $900 you would get a good size room. In a later video I'll show y'all my room. It is amazing, but this was like a hole in the wall. Like, our real estate agent like pulled this one out of the sky. Like, it wasn't on the market anywhere. She just happened to know somebody. But anyways, so you pay your $900 on the cheap end, and your room is about this big. Like, you get this much. Like, you have to decide whether you want a queen bed and no walking room, not really anywhere to walk around, or you can get a twin bed and then have some room to, move around your room. And if you want to pay less for rent, you're going to have to move farther out. And by then, where you have to move, you're going to have to commute. So you'll either have to take the bus and get up early, or you're going to have to take a car and pay for parking. And parking every day is ridiculous. Like, it's a scam. But, yeah. And then also, if you want to pay less, you're also giving up security. And by that I mean like an open apartment rather than having like I think it's a condo. So rather than having a condo, you have this like open apartment where anyone can basically come in, knock on your door, stuff like that. Because like in the more expensive apartment complexes, it's more like a hotel. So you have a front desk person and you need a fob to get on the elevator to take you up to your floor and stuff like that. So like a random person off the street can't just walk up, walk in, go up to your room. But when you want to pay less, that's a risk you have to take. But if I didn't have that support, if my family wasn't able to support me that way, I would be forced to either take out student loans and go into mega debt, or I would be forced to leave. I wouldn't be able to afford this college. I would have to go somewhere else that doesn't have the same accreditation, you know? I'd have to go to like a community college or something like that. And honestly, I see it as economic discrimination. I don't really like to, you know, throw like labels around like discrimination and stuff like that, but that's what I see. If you can't afford... Okay, so that's pretty much it. To wrap up, we're supposed to end this by saying how we think it could be fixed. But this is like a systematic thing, because it's not just here at the college I go to, it's just society in general. People talk a lot about how, you know, racism is gone, but it's well, and it's living, and it's kicking. And so I think in order to fix the college I go to, we would have to start by fixing society, which is a way bigger issue, because it's people. It's the policies that people put in place here. It's the way that people, you know, interacting, and it's in the people, because the people make the policies, and then it's just in biases with people that I deal with. So I think in order to fix the university, we would have to fix ourselves first. We would need to desegregate our stuff. There shouldn't be white and black classes. There shouldn't be black this, white that. We should all be one. Yeah. And then basically what we need to do is actually talk about it. Like, talk about these issues. I know race makes people really uncomfortable, and for a while it made me uncomfortable too. But through all these experiences, I learned that you have to talk about it. If you stay silent, that's basically saying, you know, you're content with what's going on and how you're being treated. So this last year, I've been trying really hard to, you know, push back on all of that stuff. But yeah, those are the main things. If you have any suggestions on how we could fix my university, please let me know. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. I will be back with more videos soon. Mwah.